When it comes to Sam, I have absolutely no boundaries that I won't say with her.
Now, let me tell you, Sam, I believe one of the things I stand by is if you're going to say bad things about someone, you're going to say good things about somebody. So let me just say, she does have a cool dog.
Sorry, hit the wrong button there for a second. Hold on. And make sure you can hear me. You can. All right. Lord have mercy. Good morning, Katie. Thank you so much for the super chat. Cinematic Sam era. Actually, I have to give credit where credit is due. I helped, but that was my wife's work. She put that together. So everybody, a big round of applause, a standing ovation for Yabba Jean. Love it so much. Jasmine S. Thank you so much for being a member for 22 months. Sham rocks for sure. Holy hell, Silent Hill, some freak show, American Horror Story vibes. Hey, Sham, and the Sham rocks. Y'all want to watch it one more time? I feel like we should watch it one more time. Because, maybe you don't catch everything the first time. It's very intense. So we're going to watch it again. Here we go.
When it comes to Sam, I have absolutely no boundaries that I won't say with her.
Now, let me tell you, Sam, I believe one of the things I stand by is if you're going to say bad things about someone, you're going to say good things about somebody. So let me just say, she does have a cool dog.
There you have it. She does have a cool dog. So that is a feature film coming soon. Be on the lookout for that. I tell you what, I'm excited. I don't know how many views that has on it right now. Let me go have a look see. I don't know how many views it has on it, but let me tell you what. I'm probably more than half. It's 1,271 views. It's doing great. Doing great. Good morning, everybody. So nice to see you all here bright and early. Yes, who was it? Our Panda of Perpetual Pondu. Is that who it was? Let me scroll back and see. Somebody was butthurt in the chat. Yes, our Panda of Perpetual Pondu. Yes, you're stuck with me this morning. Yeah, but it's busy. Although I do believe she's listening. So say good morning. The Guppy, good morning. Hellfire, Gorley Pop, Liz, Emotional Support Muffin, Comfort 1970. Oh, Comfort 1970 is on pain meds, so they might be dozing on and off. All right. We'll try not to make any loud sounds for you. Kimberly, Alex, Glitter, Agent of Chaos, Jean, good morning. Gothic, Flu Shumu, Charlotte, Sherry B, hello. Jojo says, Rev, is that you? Hold on. Siri, go away. I don't know what I said that made who thinking I was talking to her, but I sure wasn't. And there went my chat. Oh, God, it's out of there. All right. Oh, Annie with an L, not Annie with a P. Good morning. Thank you so much for being a member for 18 months. Forever a basic Betty. Hi, Sham and Chat. Hello. Hey, Wicked Crafter. I want to, hold on. Let me scroll back up to the chat. I was looking for something. Now I can't find it. Totally fine. Yes, Ron has a female girlfriend. So, hey, Street Carp. Good morning. Ron is looking rough. So Ron, and if you guys didn't follow along, Jasmine, did I miss your membership milestone? I'm so sorry. Where is it? Hold on. I swear for God, there it is. No, I read it. I read it out loud. Holy Hill, Silent Hill, some freak show, American Horror Story vibes. Hey, Sham, and the Sham rocks. Thank you so much, Jasmine, for being a member for 22 months. I'm glad I went to read it again. That was a banger. Okay, so listen. So if you're not following along, Ronald quit last week. Once again, Ronald quit, but thank God he's back again. Let me bring up my screen share. Hold on. Do you guys? Is it possible? Like, do mouse pads? Let me grab another mouse pad because this one just ain't working. It's weird. All of a sudden, like all of a sudden, my mouse ain't working. It ain't mouse padding. Is it the mouse pad? I don't know. Emotional support muffin. Thank you so much for being a member for 21 months. Shamrocks, indeed. Brokeback Mountain Ron. That's funny as shit. The nerve of him. All right, so yeah, he quit last week. Packed up his toys and went home. And then lo and behold, he pops up again last night on the Rumble of all places. Looking a hot mess. Y'all aren't going to believe this shit. Y'all are not going to believe this. Okay, that's better. It is the mouse pad. Well, it is old. I've had this for, I probably had this mouse pad for like 2 years and it was cheap off the Amazon. So goodbye. All right. Hold on. Let me bring up my screen share. You guys are going to die. Where's my picture? This is actually from Alex Glittershit's Twitter. Alex is in the chat. Good morning, Alex. Thank you, Alex. Alex Glittershit's Twitter. These pictures are taken 6 days apart. So I think this was the last live stream he did when he quit. And then this is him returned fresh off the plane from sunny Florida, looking like this. I mean, okay, I think he's got some sort of like makeup situation type deal. He smeared something all over his eyes, but that does not account for like, it looks like he dropped a good 20, 30 pounds while he was down there in Florida. Now, I will admit, oh, Jojo, you think? I didn't believe for a second that Ronald has spent the last week. He says he was down in Florida for a week. I didn't believe that for a second. But spoiler alert, he does pop some proof up on the screen during his 3-hour Rumble. Now, don't worry, we're not going to be watching the 3 hours, the whole 3 hours. We'll watch enough of it though. So, hey, Nikki PB knowing, good morning. Says he's looking more and more like Rev each day. Yikes. Shaner K, thank you so much for being a member for 12 months. Forever Basic Betty, you shall be. I don't know why, but the female girlfriend thing is killing me. It's killing me too. He's the one who said it. So, I figured that's what we're doing now. Did he go see his new boyfriend, Discounted Life? Probably not. He claims he was in Melbourne, which, by the way, him and DC both keep pronouncing Melbourne, Florida, Melbourne. Floridians, at least in my recollection, being a native Floridian, they don't pronounce it Melbourne, Florida. It's Melbourne. It's just Melbourne, but I could be wrong. I'm sure somebody will correct me. Anyway, Melbourne's on the other coast. So, Gigi is over on the Gulf Coast, and Melbourne, it's over by Kennedy Space Center. My hometown. It's Burn. I know, Samtastic. I know it. You say Melbourne? Yeah. Nobody says Melbourne, Florida. And I know he gets that from Clarahondra, because what does he know about Melbourne, Florida? Nothing. And she thinks she knows everything over there. I guarantee you he got that pronunciation from dumbass Clarahondra. It's Melbourne. Ronald Corbin, did your female girlfriend send you down to Florida mispronouncing the name of the town? Did she really set you up like that? That's why people were talking crazy to you, because you're, hello, my name's Ron. I'm come from Connorsville, Indiana to scope out beautiful Melbourne, Florida real estate. Freak. Colleen says, yes, it's Melbourne. That's what I thought. That was my recollection. I grew up in Titusville. Do you know how far Titusville is from Melbourne? Not far. I mean, I don't totally remember, but it's like, I don't know, 30 minutes? Not even 30 minutes. I don't think. I'm going to Google. Hold on. We used to go to Melbourne all the time. Oh, all right, fine. 50 minutes, whatever. It ain't that far. Melbourne. Anyway, so I didn't believe him. I did not believe that he just spent a week in beautiful, sunny Melbourne, Florida, because he certainly does not look like a fellow who just spent the last week in Florida. Like, look at him. This is him today over here on the right. Do you think he put something on his face to try to make it look like he got some sun while he was in Melbourne? Hey, Manathandra Jean. Don't fence me and says, who is this cowboy? You're halfway between Orlando and Daytona. Really, Colleen? Nice. Miami, Texas, not pronounced like the one in Florida. How is it pronounced, Poltergeisha? Can you spell it phonetically for me? There's a Miami, Indiana. Did you know that? There's a Miami, Indiana. 2 Cardinals. Yes, he just got back from Florida and Clara was not with him. No, he was not even in town for Clara's big court date with Tragic. Can you believe that? Now, what does that tell you? What is one thing we know about Ronald Hondra? What's one thing we know for sure about Ronald Hondra? Ronald Hondra, also known as Rhonaldo, Ronald Hondra leaves town before his fuck shit goes down. So that right there tells me that whole court hearing and the EPO against innocent Tragic was nothing more than some fuck shit. And we know now, like, I feel like we can go to the courts and the detective and be like, excuse me, we have proof that the motion again, or that the petition against Matthew is bullshit. All right, ma'am, what's your proof and evidence? Ron Corbin leaves town before his fuck shit goes down, and he was not in town. He was in Florida. So, and then where's my god dang it? And then the judge will be like, you don't say. He was? I'm like, yeah. He showed his boarding pass on Rumble. He's showed it up on the screen. I've got a screenshot of it. And the judge will say, show me. And I'll show him. And be like, indeed, Ronald Hondra Jean was not in town when the fuck shit went down. Case dismissed. That's how that's going to go, Clara. Just you wait. I'm sending my screenshots over to the court clerk this morning. Oh, by the way, if you guys were watching yesterday, remember the police officer from the Connersville Police Department was supposed to give us a call and clarify but confirm the disposition of Clara Hondra's police report. I've not heard from officer, I don't remember what his name was just yet. Makes me wonder if Clara Hondra didn't make a phone call and interfere in official police business. I don't know. Okay, so hold on. I got to look at my trash because I took some screenshots. Hold on. Of some text messages that Alex posted on Twitter. And then there it is. And then I deleted them. I was like, just because I didn't want them mucking up my desktop at the moment. So I was like, I'll grab them later. Don't need them right now. But then I just remembered when we started talking about how Ronald Hondra leaves town before his fuck shit goes down. That reminded me. There was something in one of those screenshots, Alex, that I found very, very interesting. And we're going to look at that right now before we get started on last night's 3-hour Ronald's return to Rumble. Okay, am I screen sharing? Yes, I am. Look how horrible he looks, though. Look at that side by side. 6 days apart. Jesus. Poltergeisha, thank you so much for being a member for 5 months. Shamrocks. Got 3 job interviews at a major hospital today, so you'll be listening while you get ready. Awesome. Give them hell. That is so exciting. Best of luck to you. I know you will nail it. You will walk out of there with a jab. 3 job interviews in one day. Holy shit. Congratulations. Oh my goodness. Look at Palsy. Aw, hold on. Let me look at this picture. Let me see if I can show it. He's so cute. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, but it sent me a really cute picture of one of the cats. So cute. He looks haggard. He does, doesn't he? Hey, Lisa Simpson. Okay, so I'm going to just jump over here since we're talking about the failed court hearing, the failed court filing that Clara filed on Tragic. You know, Clara ended up getting on panel with Ron last night on Rumble for a short time. And she mentioned something that she heard me say about her little EPO hearing that never was on Monday. And she wanted to take the opportunity to correct me. So I'll be correcting her. But it's funny, though, because she was obviously listening because she couldn't help herself, but to say something about it on panel. I just find it interesting that she doesn't mention or that she didn't take that opportunity to, enlighten us all as to why why she, her and her friends put so much effort into keeping it all under wraps and there were no leaks and it was all very, very on the DL and moving in silence type situation type deal. And then when they failed on their first go on trying to get this EP on tragic and couldn't even get him served, and the judge told her, we can't move forward. We can't do this without him. I just don't understand why she took that opportunity to leak it all to us. Like, why not continue to move in silence and be very stealthy and work with your friends quietly until you get the job done? I just don't understand. That's really, 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 it's like keep me up at night. You're so proud of yourself that you kept it under wraps, but then you let the cat out of the bag before you got the job done. Will you speak on that, Clarahondra, please? Anyway, so speaking of Clarahondra, I'm going to share this tab instead. This is a text message that Alex Glitter put on the Twitter this morning. This is between her and Mandy ATX. And if you're not familiar with who Mandy ATX is.
When it comes to Sam, I have absolutely no boundaries that I won't say with her.
Sorry, I forgot that it automatically mutes you when you hit the button. All I was saying is this is her. This is Mandy ATX. All right, so this is a screenshot. And what caught my eye in the screenshot of this text message is Thursday, February 1st, Mandy says, "Hey girl, TT got the 911 call. The person used a voice changer and the chat and that crazy bitch is accusing tragic." Now, oh Lord, that scared me. My phone beeped. This is interesting that here we have somebody, Mandy ATX, who definitely is active, very active in the quote unquote behind the scenes, right? She does a lot of stuff behind the scenes. She talks to people privately. And we know that she talks to Ron and Clara privately. And here she is telling Alex as if she knows, I mean, she's not saying I think. She's just saying this as fact. Like she knows this is what happened. The person used a voice changer and that crazy bitch is accusing tragic. I read that as Mandy knows that it wasn't tragic. She knows who it was. She knows the person used a voice changer and saying that stupid person, meaning TT, is blaming tragic. Huh. So, do you think maybe it's possible that the analysis of the call that Al got when the fire team was sent to the attic, do you think it's possible that maybe the same group of people is responsible? Oh, I don't know. Perhaps maybe, Clara and Ron themselves. Because Mandy and Sean are definitely friendly with Clara and Ron. Do you think that maybe that 911 call to Trisha months ago that she played and everybody was so sure it was tragic? And then here we have Mandy, who's friends with Clara and Ron. You see the connection? Here we have Mandy telling Alex, like straight up, the person used a voice changer and that crazy bitch is accusing tragic. I think we've solved the case. Oh, maybe that was a little premature. What do you guys think? Do you think this is the smoking gun, this piece of evidence right here, that tragic is being set up on the call to the attic, and that Mandy ATX knows exactly who it was who made the call, and she knows that that person used a voice changer to make it sound like tragic. I mean, why would Mandy say this if she didn't know for sure, you know? She doesn't say, "I think the person used a voice changer and the crazy bitch is accusing tragic." Why wouldn't she just be like, "Oh my god, did you see the TT got the 911 call? And oh my god, she played it and it sounds just like tragic." Can you believe tragic did that? Don't you think that if Mandy was not in the know of the fact that whoever, quote unquote, whoever, potentially, maybe, I don't know, Ron and or Clara themselves used a voice changer? I really feel like this text message right here, what do they call it? It's exculpatory evidence. I think that Alex Glitter needs to make sure that this gets authenticated. And potentially passed along to the authorities. Oh, Nikki P says someone took responsibility for that call and it sounded nothing like tragic anyway. Lord have mercy. All right. Anyway, I just wanted to show you guys that because I thought that was quite interesting. You have it wrote down somewhere who took responsibility for TT's call. Was it some random person? And like, you know what I mean? Anyway. Moving on. Okay, so I'm going to close that. Let's close that. Oh my goodness. So there are a couple still shots. Oh wait, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot. So yesterday somebody came in and said that Owl had posted some picture on Twitter. Or no, they told me to go look at Owl's Twitter. And so I went and looked and it was this picture of Owl. She's so funny. Are you with us this morning, Owl? How's your Minty Bee going? I guess Al posted a picture of herself in a bikini and you could see half of her vagina or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, well, after I got done live streaming yesterday, I was checking my DMs and somebody had sent me a screenshot of, I guess, Al. I was listening and she was like, "Ha ha ha. Yeah, show the picture, Sam. Show it and then stand up." Okay, so since Al really wanted me to show her picture, yesterday on my live stream, the one of her in her bikini with her vagina hanging out here. I'll go ahead and show the picture. There you go. This is what Al wanted me to show so bad. This is what she wanted to make sure everybody could see. There you go. There's the picture. Oh, and then you wanted me to stand up. Hold on. Sorry, I forgot. Oh, hold on. I gotta pull my chair back and not run over my dog's. But there we go. Here, I'm standing. So there's your picture, and I'm standing up. All right. Say thank you. You fucking freak. Busted Can of Biscuit says the hootie with a booty has no booty and a West Virginia face. That was a fucking banger, Busted Can of Biscuits. I love that one. All right. Becca Sassy Bear said looks like a town bike. I'm not familiar with the term, but that was fucking funny. How embarrassing. How old are you? You have 3 kids. You know, one of her kids is like an adult or graduated high school or whatever. Like she's old enough to be absolutely humiliated by her mother posting pictures of her have her vagina out, especially with her face looking like that. Busted Can of Biscuits, is that where you got your name? Because Al's face looks like a busted can of biscuits. Yaba says sorry, everybody. That's her running the vacuum right outside my office door. She said, sorry, babe. Her kids must be old enough to have mortgages. I mean, not really. Her oldest daughter just graduated high school, which, by the way, I'll have you know. Did y'all know? Look, what is we town bike? Oh, town bike. Everyone's had a ride. Yes. Thank you, Salva. You know how we keep like making comparisons of like the Grift Gang members and all the things they have in common, such as dentures, such as living in homes that somebody else bought for them, their parents, because anyway, whatever. Also, the fact that Owl and Mandith Jean, they both have histories of drug abuse. And you know what else they have in common, those two? Neither one of them raised their kids. Remember, I think I showed the screenshot the other day. Yeah, of Owl's tweet from a long time ago where she said that she lost her teeth from a pill addiction and that she got clean when her mom threatened her with custody papers or whatever. She did lose. She lost her oldest kid. That's who she lost. Yeah, her mom raised Chloe. So yeah, both of their oldest daughters' names are Chloe, and neither one of them raised Chloe. So that's crazy. Manny didn't raise her kids neither. Did y'all know that? That's true. All right. Anyway, there you go, Owl. There's your whatever. There's your moment to shine. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show these next two screenshots just because I want to make sure that we do not miss them. And you know, I talk a lot, so I don't know how much of the Rumble we're actually going to get through, but I did not want to miss this. So, here we go. First of all, this is Ron's OOTD from last night. He wanted to show everyone his outfit of the day. Because he was flexing on the fact that he was wearing Adidas head to toe. He claims this is an Adidas shirt, and he claims these are Adidas shorts, which actually these look like swimming trunks. So why Rhonaldo is sitting around Connorsville, Indiana on a Tuesday evening in his swimming trunks, I'll never know. Look at this. Look at the absolute horde behind him. There's more to it. I don't think I have this screenshot. Did I not? I have it. I just don't know how that if I have it on the board. I don't. Tell me I didn't delete it. I took a screenshot where you could see the mess behind him, and it is bad. Anyway, I am going to put a poll up. Yeah, exactly, Bonatandra Jean. I'm going to poll it. I want to know who you guys think has bigger boobs. Rhonaldo or Shawneth? Start a poll. Okay. Who has bigger moves? At Al. Ronaldo. Shawneth. Or Al. I'm gonna specify. I'm gonna specify man moves. There you go. There's your poll. And hold on, before you vote, don't cast your vote yet. Hold on. I have another image for you to consider. Okay. What is this? I'm going to make it bigger. Hold on. I got to make it bigger. What is this? Is this a brassiere strap? Do you see it? Babe, look at your screen. This right here. Isn't this like the over boob, the side boob that hangs over when your bra's too tight? And is this or is this not his bra strap? Teddy Pig says Ron's are bigger. Bonatandra said Sean's are perkier. No, you think that's for his hunch? She says it's for his hunch. Side mube. That's just a fat side titty. Just Saucy Brioche says, I voted Shawneth Curvy. Man spanks. Tally 420. Nice to see you. Glad you can make it. Tally says that's a pack of man wieners. Alex wants to point at Owl. You lose. Let me see. Let me check on the phone and see the split. Hold on. Wait, bring it up. There we go. All right. Oh, 3% so far. 3% has voted for Owl. Wow, Sean's winning by a landslide, and Sean's picture is not even on the screen. No point of reference. Sean is at 70 fucking percent. Alex, I voted Sean. All right. Fauntleroy says he's wearing a compression garment, I think, to suck in his back hunch and front hunches. Fauntleroy, okay, I just want to take a moment to point out that Fauntleroy is a treasure in the comment section. Give me 1 second. Let me pull up my video or my trailer, the trailer that Yaba made for me. Hold on. Where's my channel? God. It's like I can't walk and talk or something. The trailer is getting excellent reviews and feedback. I appreciate all of you for your support. and your appreciation of our hard work. But Fauntleroy is a real standout in the comment section. I want to find their comment. Watch, I'm not going to be able to find it. There we go. That's a Fauntleroy's comment. Fauntleroy, stand up, take a bow. Snowflake who? From Mandith Jean, the people who brought you Mandith Jean and Mandith Jean, because a new story about Mandith Jean. With a Mandith Jean style twist, sure to shock even the most hardened Mandith Jeans. As only Mandith Jean can, told by Mandith Jean to Mandith Jean. As the Mandith Jean, Rosenkrantz, Humperdinck, Pumpernickel, Goldenstein, Tefler production. That shit had us rolling. Thank you so much for that. Definitely make sure you keep your eyes peeled. Make sure you have your notification bell turned on for my channel, because when this documentary drops, it is going to rock the internet. This Mandy and Sean will finally have broken the internet. Say thank you, you fucking freaks. Okay. Do I not have it? Yes, I do. Okay, here it is. All right. So this is Ron's Rumble from July 2nd, 2024. Home from Melbourne, Florida. Spoiler alert, he does complain at least one good time that nobody has sent him any cash apps. So just wanted to point that out just in case we didn't get there. All right. You didn't know Yaba was a movie producer? Kimberlina, have you not watched any of the recorded content on her channel? Okay, the majority of the recorded content may no longer be public on her channel, because usually she saves the recorded content for special occasions and special projects, if you know what I mean. But I mean, her recorded content's fucking banger every time. We both we were so excited about the trailer last night, because I helped her. I mean, I did help her, but I could not have done that. We were so excited when it got done and it was the final product and we watched it through. I'm like, babe, screw YouTube, screw our jobs. Let's become movie producers. And then I wondered, as I looked out my bedroom window over the subby, I wonder if this is what Ron feels like, when he pumps himself up and convinces himself that he's some sort of like movie producer or something. Oh, that's right, Hillbix. Yes, he was complaining about whoever was buying the likes because it inflates his numbers. It was great. Only the Australian version of Melbourne. God, it's gonna irritate the shit out of me. But here we go. You guys ready? Are you ready? Here we are.
All right. I've been taking a little bit of a week-long break from streaming and take care of some IRL shit. And I was sitting around today and I thought, let's do a live.
Hey, Katie Cakes, look at that fucking dump. Look at it. Look at the lighting they have. Is that helping?
Let's do a live. How y'all doing? Big NEGZ fresh from Melbourne.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I just need to tap back just a second. Is it one of the Barbies that Clara was flexing on me and Yaba, saying that if she sold it on the eBay, it goes for like $14,000. Are you listening, Ronald? One of these Barbies back here. And if you want to know which one, you can go watch my stream from the other day. Because we reviewed it. And Clara will tell us which one of these Barbies, if it were to be sold, wink, wink, on eBay, you could get like $14K for it. I'm just saying. Look, it's like this. Am I the only one who feels like this weird little table is literally falling over? Doesn't it? I mean, that is not straight up and down. Is the table falling over? Look, is this a Burger King crown? Like, what is the lighting helping? What is this shit? And look, she picked up that picture of her and Ronnie on the beach in Miami. She picked it up, so it wasn't. So I guess so. What is that? Is that what keeps her going? Is this what keeps you putting the next foot in front of the other? Is that a pop? I wonder what pop she has on her desk.
Do a live. How y'all doing? Big.
Where do they live, Moon Pie? Like geographically, they live in Connersville, Indiana. Whose house is this? This house, I'm glad you asked, Moon Pie. This house is Ron's grandma's house. And a couple of years ago, oh, he's going to talk about that. And I think I have the timestamp. No, he doesn't talk about that in this one. Sorry. It's in a different one. But I have it queued up. He was living in his mom's attic apartment, like legit. His mom's house has an apartment in the attic. And he was living there with his son. It's a 1-bedroom. And then I guess his grandma went into a nursing home. And so they put the house, his grandma's house, this one, and his mom and uncle's name, and also his grandma's name. But it's like his grandma's living trust, and then his mom and uncle. That's whose name was on the deed. Well, anyway, Ron moves in there, and I think it was it August of 2021? Yes, August of 2021. They move Ron out of his mom's attic apartment into his grandma's house because grandma went to nursing home. Ron immediately takes to internet and starts flexing and saying that he bought a house. Yeah, bought me a house. Now, mind you, at this time, Ron's name was not on the deed to the house. Okay. It was his grandma's house. His name wasn't even on the deed. But yeah, he took to internet and said he bought the house, right? Well, he's so stupid. Property tax records are public in Indiana. And all you gotta do is, whatever. It's all public. And so anyway, it was discovered that it was his grandma's house and his name wasn't on the deed. So whatever way about it. About a year and a half later, I believe it was like December of 2022, he convinced his mom and uncle to take their names off the deed and put his name in place of theirs. So he now is 50% owner of his grandma's house. And it's a dump. Clarahondra moved in with him about a year ago, brought this male boxer dog with her, and he has a little ankle biter dog. Anyway, those dogs literally piss all over the house. One of Ron's friends literally came on the internet and told us that the dog, the big ass male boxer, not to be confused with Ron's female girlfriend, but the male boxer pissed in the kitchen floor and pissed so much that it dripped down into the basement and on his head where they were practicing their guitar for their band. So anyway, thank you for asking. This is Ron's grandma's house that he is 50% owner of, not because he paid cash money, not because he paid a fucking dime. He will argue, and Clarahondra will too. Ron paid for this house. He paid cash money for this house. No, he didn't. He did not. It was quit claim deed transferred. No sales disclosure was ever filed with the government, with the state of Indiana, the county of Fayette. None of that. But boy, howdy, to this day, they will swear for God, he paid cash money for that house. Lies. All lies. Anyway, thank you for asking. And that's right, babe. This story never gets old. And it's important, it's important that we review these things because there are always new people watching, lurking, listening, right? Of course. So it's good. It's good that we can, I love it when people ask questions. Quit claim sounds so like old Westish. Yeah, quit claim simply means the parties quit their claim to the house and then they gave it to somebody else and they gave it to Ron. So stop. That explains the whole attic, the whole ass situation. Thanks for the clarification. And isn't it like a thrift store? So yes. So yeah, he used to live in his mom's attic. But actually, I don't think we really started calling them the attic until when he first moved into his grandma's house. This house right here. See, this is a downstairs room. I don't know what room. I'm not familiar with the layout of the house, but I do know enough to know that this is a downstairs bedroom that they've put all their shit in. But when Ron first moved here, into this house back in 2021, and for 2 years after that, he would go live from upstairs in the freaking attic. Mind you, yeah, okay, it was a quote unquote finished attic, like it had carpet. And the carpet upstairs in the attic to this day, July 2024, to this very day, that carpet is the original carpet. It's green or is it blue? I can't remember. No, it's blue. It's a really light colored blue and it's crunchy and it's filthy and it's stained. And we know this because we've seen it, and we've seen it up close because he would literally take pictures of shit that he was posting on his eBay store, like DVD cases. He would just put it on the dirty, crunchy carpet and take a picture of it and post that shit on his eBay store. I guarantee you, if you go to his eBay store right now, he still has listings up of shit that he took pictures of on that dirty, crusty, stained up, crunchy ass carpet. Don't believe me? I have to. I have to check. I just have to. Do you guys know anytime I type in eBay on my computer, I type in EBA, it goes directly to Ron's store. What does that tell you? Okay, come on, baby. I know there is a picture somewhere of something on this eBay store that he took on his grandma's crunchy carpet in her attic. But yeah, he was living up there in the attic, and boy, come summertime, I think he's taking them down. Don't you worry. I've got screenshots somewhere. Oh my God. He's taking all the pictures showing his grandma's dirty carpet are no longer live on his eBay. That's okay. I have screenshots somewhere. I'll just have to dig them up, and I shall. Because how dare you take that down? How dare you? All right. Anyway, let's get to it. 13 minutes, 57 seconds in.
Kenny Jeezy, fresh from Melbourne, Florida. Ah, yes, Melbourne, Florida.
Saucy Bun Brio says the 69 tattoo is dedicated to Sean. Oh, of course they listen, of course.
3 shootings.
Hold on. Jojo Cannon says he told Lava Lamp there was a $30,000 lien on Granny's house and DC paid it. Listen, that is a fact that we can check. So Lava Lamp, I hope for your sake that you're not telling stories, because that is definitely a fact that can be checked. Hold on. I just want to put it on the board. Who said that? Jojo said it. Okay, hold on. All right. I want to put it on the board. I want to preserve that because I think it's worth, just for, the sake of establishing credibility throughout the community.
While I was there, I was not a part of any of them.
Yes, wrong tab. He streamed the first time Claire came to visit him, and she was posted up in his bed in the background like she had won the lottery. Yeah, that's when he still had a twin size, a grown ass, almost 50-year-old man was still sleeping on a twin size bed, and it was hot. I think it was in April, so like it wasn't even summertime yet, and it was hot up in that attic, and they were sweaty pigs. It was disgusting. Gooby dumb, goofy hoe bitch. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you supporting my channel. Is he cosplaying Ted Nugent? I think this is his new look. I think this is the new look. And I gotta say, for now at least, I ain't mad at it. I'm not. I'm delighted to see a different look from Ron Corbin, because the one he's been sporting, where is it? Oh, did I take the side by side down? Look at me. In an effort to keep my my screen a little more clear, I took down the side by side. Hold on. I'm going to go get it. The what is it? Yeah, this look. This look had to go. Like, I'm so fucking over this shit. I'm delighted. I'm delighted for this. He told Lava he had to make $15,000 in repairs to get the house, and DC gave it to him. He said he was in over $30K debt because of Clara living there. If that's true, if he told Clara that he had to make $15,000 in repairs in order to get that house in his name free and clear, he's a liar. DC, you're going to let that slide? Because we know you gave him the money. We know you did. What repairs got done on the house? And has he been able to show you the deed to that house with his name on it free and clear? I have to know. And if the answers to those questions are yes, we're going to fact check. At least we're going to fact check whatever we can. Fact check. He's looking like Mr. MFW. He really is. All right. Anyway. Yeah, I'm thrilled for the new look. So, shoot, now I got to find my screen again. Sorry, guys. That's not it. See why I do this? There it is. All right. Back to you. Look at this. Wait, the $30K debt was with the benefits because DC forced her way into the home. That's true. She probably hasn't even asked to see the deed. Now, she's not stupid. She, look, as simply and easily as anybody can go to the Fayette County, whatever, auditor's website or whatever, and see. Anybody can, including you, Clarahondra. Or do you trust your female boyfriend? That's great.
No, because I flew, didn't have a gun.
Wait, what? Hold on.
I was there. I was not. 3 shootings while I was there. I was not a part of any of them. No, because I flew.
God, sorry. Hold on. God dang it.
Didn't have a gun.
Why would it do that? Can y'all still hear the audio? Let me restart it.
A guy tried at the Melbourne International Airport, tried to get on the tarmac, and the police had to shoot him. And the other shootings, I don't know, they were...
It's weird the way he said shoot him. Isn't that weird?
Like, just like, you know, the shootings you hear about. Dude,
Okay, wait. I'm going to have to step that back because I want to listen to it again. Because when I first listened to this, it sounded like he was saying this like as if he was there at the airport and heard it or like witnessed it or whatever. Didn't it? Hold on.
At the Melbourne... No, because I flew, didn't have a gun. A guy tried at the Melbourne International Airport, tried to get on the tarmac, and the police had to shoot him. And the other shootings, I don't know, they were like, just like, you know, the shootings you hear about. Dude, there's a Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard there, right? And there are tons of illegal immigrants, homeless, and people. Dude, there were crackheads walking down the sidewalks, just yelling and screaming. I went to a smoke shop, right? I walked.
Okay, so now he's on to the smoke shop. So when I heard that, when he said there's a Martin Luther King Drive there, right? I was waiting for him to like then tell us about something that happened on MLK Drive. Is that where he, you know what I mean? Like, and no, there was nothing. It's just Melbourne is so horrible. There were 3 shootings and they have an MLK Drive. Like, wow. Okay. Wow. All right.
Because I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. At this point, I'd seen what I'd seen. I'd been driving around. I didn't give a fuck. I went over to the smoke shop because I didn't have any.
Not every city busted can of biscuits. I would take a wild guess that Connersville, Indiana does not have an MLK Boulevard Drive or whatever. I mean, I'm sure we can look it up. Oh, he's saying only crackheads hang out on MLK Boulevard. So is he saying that MLK Boulevard in every city, town, community in America that also has an MLK Boulevard, that what? That's where the shootings and the drugs happen?
Marijuana is not recreationally legal in Florida, so you have to get that fucking fake weed shit, which they're...
Weed's not legal in Indiana either. Isn't it sounding like he's like, you know, can you believe in Florida you have to get the fake shit? I thought that's what you were smoking in Indiana. Also, was the legal fake shit that you're getting down at your corner store? In which case, if it's legal in Indiana and it's legal in Florida, why can't you just toss a couple of packs of it in your carry-on, Mr. I only smoke the legal fake shit?
About to make federally illegal, but who cares anyway? It's not even real weed. And this guy he's huffy, he's puffy, and I hear him telling these people that are going to Cocoa Beach, like a party near Cocoa Beach, to take a gun because there have been 2 shootings in that area or something of that fact, right?
I'm not sure what he was expecting. There's crime everywhere, Rhonaldo. There's crime everywhere. The country's going to shit everywhere. I'm not really sure what you were expecting. Like, it's not as if he was visiting like a, you know, a resort town in Florida, and so and where he's shocked to find that it's riddled with crime just like any other place in America. You know what I mean? Like, he went to Melbourne. He didn't even go to Cocoa Beach. Like, Cocoa Beach, okay, that is a tourist attraction. That is, people go to Cocoa Beach. It's like Cocoa Beach, Daytona, Miami. No, you went to regular ass, podunk ass, redneck ass Melbourne, Florida. Florida's not all sandy beaches and pina coladas and resorts and all that. That's very, select areas and sections of it. Yes, Melbourne is for the poors. Ren 2736. Exactly. I mean, that's you go to Melbourne and you see that's where he got his look from. The people in Connersville, Indiana don't walk around looking like this. Do you know who walks around looking just like this? Exactly what he looks like, wearing his tank top and his leather cowboy hat and his swim trunks. The residents of Melbourne, Florida. That's what they walk around looking like. And they drive their pickup trucks, and they got the Florida state flag flying off of one side of it, and they got the rebel flag flying off the other side. And don't you dare fucking question them about their rebel flag. That's where you just came from. You went to freaking Melbourne. Come back looking like you're from Melbourne. Melbourne's trash. It is for the poors. And he's shocked that there was crime. And he's shocked that some Melbourneite was telling some tourist on their way to a party in the Cocoa Beach to take a gun. You were in Melbourne, dude. Real estate shopping in Melbourne.
That matter, right?
Ooh, I want to know, because they've been talking about and alluding to and hinting towards moving to Florida, for quite some time now. So Ron makes his first trip to Florida, presumably as he wants us to believe that he's looking at houses down there. I just want to know what made them pick Melbourne on the map of Florida. I got to know. Teddy Pig says, Melbourne.
Right. And moments before I got there, he told me there was a crackhead outside beating his head on the brick wall, screaming. So he had to call the cops. This dude was riveted.
Sam Tastic says, white trash Florida is a well-known thing. It is. It's not like you were in a tourist town. You were in fucking Melbourne. Is Melbourne on the coast? Yeah. Here, I'll show you where Melbourne is. Hold on. All right. So Melbourne is right along the Indian River. So Florida is a little different. Like, you think if it's a coastal town, you're on the ocean. This is where I grew up, by the way. These are my old stomping grounds. There's the Kennedy Space Center. Okay, let me zoom out, right? So this is Central Florida. And this is the Kennedy Space Center. So see how it keeps popping up. So this is the ocean, obviously, out here. Hold on. Sky says, read my comment above. Let me find it. Hold on. Melbourne only recently changed Airport Road to MLK Road in 2019 after years of failed attempts. Oh, really? Yeah, not shocked at all. Okay, so this is the ocean. But see over here along the coast, this is the Canaveral National Seashore. This is the Kennedy Space Center is right here. Port Canaveral, this is where the cruise ships leave out of. And then you've got Cocoa Beach. So this is like, I don't know, this is the river though. So this is the Indian River. So it's the river, it's the mainland, the river, Cape Canaveral, Cape Kennedy, whatever you want to call it, and then the ocean. Goofy dumb, goofy ho, bitch. Please let Ron be a Florida man. Thank you so much for the super chat. I couldn't spit that out. Okay, so anyway, so there's Kennedy Space Center. There's Cocoa Beach right here. Down here is Melbourne and Palm Bay. So there's still I gotta zoom in. There's still the Indian River between Melbourne and the ocean. See, there's Melbourne, Indian Atlantic, Melbourne Beach, Palm Bay. So there's still the river between the mainland and this strip and then the ocean. So this is where he went. So it's not a coastal touristy town. These communities, with the exception obviously of Cocoa Beach, but For the most part, like Satellite Beach isn't really a touristy town, even though it's right on the ocean. My grandma lived in Satellite Beach. Oh yeah, here's Patrick. I love this too. I didn't notice this. It's not called NASA anymore. It's called the space, what is it? Space Force. So this used to be Patrick Air Force Base. I guess it's Patrick Space Force Base now. That's crazy. Okay. Anyway. So not the most like resorty touristy of areas. I just have to know why it is they chose Melbourne. But let me back it all the way out so you can get a real good idea. When you're looking at the state of Florida, there's Melbourne right there. So it's Central Florida all the way over on the coast. Yeah. Anyway. Freaking Melbourne. Where is my video? There it is.
And I said, I came down here real estate shopping. I said, I
They should have just left it as NASA. NASA sounded cool as fuck. Everybody knows what NASA is. And then they come change it to freaking Space Force.
guess I'm not, I'm going to save my money. I'd seen enough and heard enough. Guess I'm not, was
Hold on.
riveted. And I said, I came down here real estate shopping. I said, I guess I'm not, I'm going to save my money. I'd see.
Came down there real estate shopping. Holy crap, Murphy Smith in the chat. So nice to see you, Murph. Long time no see. Hold on, let me Murph, have you had a chance to vote in the poll before I end it? 309 votes. Thank you all who voted. There's still about 200 of you haven't voted. I'm gonna give you just another moment. Goofy dumb goofy old bitch. Yeah, I saw her super chat, babe. Thank you. Thank you so much for the super chat, babe. Hold on. Where is she? Murphy Smith, have you had a chance to vote? The poll is who has bigger man moves, Rhonaldo, Shawneth, or Alejandra? Thank you. I see last minute votes coming in. Thank you. Thank you. You voted? All right. We're going to go ahead and close the poll. So nice to see you, Murphy Smith. You can see his boobs really good here. Yeah. Too bad you can't change your vote. You know, it's fine though. Alex says, look at that left tata. I didn't think you could change your vote. Murphy Smith wants everyone to know that she voted Shawneth. Murph, were you here at the beginning of the stream? Have you seen the trailer for the upcoming feature film? If Murphy Smith has not seen my trailer, we're going to watch it together with her. Ronnie was born to be a Florida man. Oh, Kimberly wants to change their vote now. You can always switch to an alternate account and vote again. I'm pretty sure. Who takes this guy seriously? He's about 7 drinks in. You did see it? Okay, fine. Oh, Alex wants to watch it again. Fine. Twist my arm. Mandy, you up yet? Have you tuned in? You know, you can't rewind today's stream. So just in case Mandy is just now tuning in, here you go. This is for you too, Sean.
When it comes to Sam, I have absolutely no boundaries that I won't say with her.
Now, let me tell you, Sam, I believe one of the things I stand by is if you're going to say bad things about someone, you're going to say good things about somebody. So let me just say, she does have a cool dog.
That was great. All right. Thanks for that. Hold on. Shiny Seals Big Fupa Ball says I was born and raised in Melbourne. No way. Hey. Don't fence me in. I didn't see don't fence me in comments. Did you ask who Ryan Curley is? Yeah, it's Sean's little brother. Oh, wait, let me share the results of the poll. Who has bigger man moobs? And it looks like, holy crap, Sean wins on a landslide. 59% say Sean, 33% say Rhonaldo, 6% Alejandra. Thank you to all who participated.
Seen enough, heard enough. I drove around. I saw.
That's your hometown. That's crazy. My hometown's Titusville. Hey.
Oh, I saw it. I saw it myself. That's why I went. We had a great time. Went to the Kennedy Space Center. Went and did all kinds of shit. We had a good time. We were safe.
I don't believe. Well, no, okay. I believe Ron probably went to the Kennedy Space Center, but he didn't like take the tour or anything because that shit's expensive and there's no way. He does show a couple. He holds his phone up and shows like 2 pictures he took, but it kind of looks like he took them from a distance. I don't think he paid for entry to the Space Center once he got there and found out just how expensive it was. But what do I know?
Dude, I'm nags. You think I'm gonna let anybody with me get hurt? Gun or not. I don't care, dude. I bite my nails and I'll rip your dick off in a fight. That's what I'll do. I'll grab your dick.
That's true. I forgot. I was going to take a little tally count of how many times he talks about ripping your dick off in a fight because I really feel like he's just trying to normalize. He's trying to like, it's an expression. It's a figure of speech. Don't you dare to rip your dick off in a fight? Give me dumb, give me help, bitch. Thank you so much for the super chat. Mandy is the mayor of Whoville who can't tell me otherwise. She is definitely a creature. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Rip it the fuck off. I'll rip it off and throw it. But anyway, we had a good time. Nothing happened to us. We just had a really, really nice Airbnb. We did a lot of chilling. I did a lot of chilling and
chilling.
Decompressing and thinking about a lot of things because I have a lot of big boy adult decisions to make about, life and shit like that.
Clara Hondra sent her female boyfriend off to Florida for 4 whopping days. That's how long he was there. He was there 4 days, not a week. She sent her female boyfriend off to Florida and told him that when he comes back, he needs to decide what he's doing with the store because she's not going to be down there running that store by herself every day as he made her do for the last 3 weeks before she sent him down to Florida. Look at this. I mean, I'm a little concerned that there might be some serious health issues going on because this is concerning. Don't fence me, and he said he took his kid. Oh, I forgot.
Yeah. So I'm back. And I don't know what's going on with anybody. I really don't care. All I want to do is chat with people. I don't give a fuck what's going on. I just want to chat with people, man.
All I want to do is chat with people. Really? A week prior, he rage quits the internet again, goes to Melbourne, Florida for 4 days, comes back and is like, I just want to chat. I just want to talk to people.
We take your shit a different direction. Can we do that? We just have debates, conversations, because you can't debate lies. Nobody ever debates lies. That's not what I'm up here for. Anyway, I'm up here because I want to chat. I want to chat with people. I want to chat with the general public. And hang on a second. I'm going to sit down, man. I'm feeling kind of fucking lazy today. It's a weird day.
Look at that hunch. Did you see it?
I mean, I'm feeling kind of fucking lazy.
Hunch alert, hunch alert. If you're only listening and not watching, come back to your screen. We have had a hunch sighting. Here we go.
Yeah. It's a weird day. My PTSD was put to the test today, and I passed. What's up, Penny?
He did not elaborate on that statement about his PTSD being put to the test, and he passed. And I really wish he would have. What is this? What is going on over here? Is this Clara's little makeup mirror in her little makeup case? What is all of this? There's a lot going on your desk, Clara, and I've just got to know what any of it is. Like, what do you do all day? What is all this shit? I see an empty drink bottle with the lid off. You're going to get fruit flies. I'm surprised we don't already see the fruit flies flying in front of the camera. Remember we used to see Chantel's fruit flies They would like land on the camera and be like, "What's up, YouTube?" What is all this shit?
So the other day, I think it may have been Thursday, I was in a server that I was invited to, where Anna Nicole and others were in there.
Look at that. He's pretty much getting right into it. He's like, hey guys, I'm back from Florida. Florida was full of scary black people, basically, is what he said. And yeah, I just want to talk to people. Hey, Anna Nicole, sorry. I'm sorry, Anna Nicole. Just right off top, going straight into the apology to Anna Nicole about some jackass shit he did in the server. I love this shit. I'm going to tap it back.
What's up, Penny? So the other day, I think it may have been Thursday, I was in a server that I was invited to, where Anna Nicole and others were in there. And man, listen, guys, you can hate me for it. You can hate me for it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This shit that I'm dealing with, this is why I don't have any friends. This is really why I don't have any friends. And the ones I do have are just as crazy as I am.
You're exactly right. That the shit you do is exactly why you don't have friends. You're right.
I shut down one of my servers. I kept the live me server open, and I left the other server to protect myself again. I owe you an apology. It was not my server. It was not my place to have a look. Bipolar one's a bitch. No excuse. No excuse. I'm taking full accountability for it.
To have a what? To have a mentee B? So I'm not up on what happened. Did he like have a whole raging mentee B in Anna Nicole's server and show his ass? Because I thought he said something about shutting a server down. Anyway, somebody in the chat fill me in.
I'll be honest with you. You know what the most fucked up part about it is after this happens in real life too. This is just an internet thing. Oh, thank you for whoever said, was it Janice that you like my hat? After it's over and after you kind of like come out of that state of mind, you look back on it and go, God damn it. You know how many times I've done this? So I just wanted to apologize.
So after you show your ass and have a mentee B, you're regretful, remorseful. You're like, oh shit, I did it again.
Is
that what makes it bipolar? I don't know.
Everybody in there. I'm under a lot of stress, and I was on a layover, and I was sitting there, and I just read something that just triggered me because I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, and it's like it's not an excuse.
So you just had to throw in there, I was on a layover. First of all, who flies from Indianapolis to Orlando and has to connect flights and have layovers? Why didn't Clara send you from Indy to Orlando nonstop? Hell, even my kid, when she took her 5-year-old down to Florida for his birthday, she flew nonstop from Chicago to Orlando. I guess that was the trade-off because she did, in fact, fly him first class. So I guess in order to afford the first class in her budget, she's like, if you want to fly first class, you're going to have to connect in Charlotte. Like, who does that? You could drive faster from Indianapolis to Orlando if you're dealing with a freaking layover in Charlotte of all airports. My dad was recently laid over in Charlotte, and apparently it was a nightmare.
I'm taking full accountability. I'm sorry. I was an asshole. I was on a layover. I can't help it.
I was on a layover and I read something that triggered me and I was an asshole and I'm sorry. When don't you read something that triggers you into behaving like an absolute fucking asshole? Literally all the time. You're almost 50 years old. When are you going to knock that shit off? When, Ronald? To the day you die, you're going to be acting like a total fucking asshole. You're going to let yourself get tripped and triggered over dumb shit you read on the internet, and you're going to act out and be a total asshole. Well, I'm bipolar.
But I can't. It's taken me years to accept that this is just how the fuck I am. Yeah, Betty. I'm back.
See? This is just how I am.
This is why I don't fuck with a lot of people online, personally, behind the scenes and in DMs and stuff like that, is because I have very, very, very extremely fast and hard mood swings. And nothing more happens than I
get some medication. Fast and hard mood swings. Listen to him. He's so excited to be able to talk about his fast and hard mood swings again. Sir, Clarahondra, are you listening? It's these mental afflictions that your female boyfriend is not only suffers with, but admits, speaks about, and has been diagnosed with. These are the reasons he's not allowed to own firearms. So why on earth you would purchase firearms, bring them into that home and put them in his hands is beyond me. But maybe that's something that, oh, I don't know, that the Connorsville Police Department might like to hear about. I'm just saying, like, that is an extremely dangerous situation that you, Clarahondra, are creating. He's not creating it. Yeah, and with a kid in the house. Ron's not creating that situation, because if Ron were to take his driver's license to the nearest gun store and fill out an application to purchase a firearm, the background check, he would not pass it. They would not sell Ron Corbin the firearm. You will not. The only way you'll convince me otherwise if Ron fires up his live stream and goes down there and does that shit live, which he won't get approved. It'll go on the 3-day hold so they can look further into him, and then it'll come back denied. Period. End of. So what are you doing, Clara, purchasing the firearms, bringing them into that home, and putting them in that man's hand? Even Ron's mom wouldn't have put a gun in his hand. Yeah, she was one hell of an enabler and she created this fucking monster, but even his mom is not that fucking stupid. What is wrong with you, Clara?
I usually just hurt myself. That's usually what happens is I get upset over nothing, and then I end up hurting myself by my own act.
He's a danger to himself. Here he is describing once again his out of control mental illness, his fast and hard mood swings, and his tendency and history of harming himself. Clara, how many guns have you brought into that house and put in this man's hand? Does anybody know? Surely somebody knows.
And that just fucking sucks, because then I had a flight. And then I did an hour drive. By the time I got to the Airbnb,
That is a felony. You're absolutely right, Ranson. That is a felony. She better hope nothing ever happens with none of them firearms in that house.
it's about bedtime. We get some McDonald's.
Not only that, she didn't just bring him in the house with this mentally ill, bipolar, unmedicated man. There's an autistic child in the house. I've never met the child. I don't know the first thing about him other than he's autistic. And I know he's autistic because his dad has been telling us that on the internet for 7 years, that he's a severely disabled autistic boy. I think he's 15, Moon Pie. 15. Yep. And we have seen on live stream where this man right here, who's not supposed to have a gun, will throw 2 guns on the bed and a taser, and then the 15-year-old severely disabled little boy will walk in the room.
I was right across the street. And
haven't we seen all that, Clarahondra? Yes, we have. And who bought those guns? You did. In fact, there's a screenshot out there where you put a picture of one of the guns on the same bed, on the same dirty, stinky, light blue sheets. When you put that picture in your little Discord, you said, look what I bought at the gun store today. Literally, look what I bought at the gun store today. Girl, stop. Maybe you should leave us the fuck alone. Stop talking about us. Stop trying to threaten us with a good time in a courtroom, Clarahondra. Maybe. Or maybe not. Whatever you want to do is fine. Yes. Come back here. It's right there. Oh, were you coming to get her?
No, I'm leaving.
Oh,
I need
oh.
them already.
Oh, here.
You cut out? Is it my headphones or is it
Girl, it better be your headphones. Nobody else is telling me I'm cutting out. You look so cute.
Thanks, babe.
Aw. Oh, I like those jeans. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, anyway. What was I saying? I don't remember.
I sat down and thought about it. I was like, okay, I did this before on vacation. I did. I don't know what it is. If it's like just being away from home, I don't get homesick, right?
So remember what he's talking about is the last time he took his kid to Gatlinburg on vacation. You remember he came back and told us all about how he showed his ass in Gatlinburg. He had a whole ass mental breakdown, and some poor gentleman who just happened to also be there on vacation with his family had to sit out on the porch with them all night and talk him down. Remember? ruined his son's vacation. Here he is. He went to Melbourne, Florida with his kid, and he's telling us that he was about to have the same absolute fucking shit fit tantrum and ruin another vacation. Pretty soon your kid's gonna be like, no, I'm all right. No, you don't want to go to the Outer Banks with us? No, I'm cool. Because you ruin everything, Ron. You ruin everything, don't you? You do.
But like, I don't know if it's just me protecting myself because like I've been told to find peace, and if reading things are going to cause me to be an asshole to people that I like.
Hey, listen, the Grinch, I've already reported what I've seen to the authorities. Okay. I mean, they're going to do what they're going to do about it at this point. At this point, it's been reported to the authorities. Clara's been told directly because I know she's listening. Hello, Clara. Good morning. I mean, I've expressed my concerns directly to Ms. Frank. At this point, it's out of my hands. Thank God I don't live in that community.
Then maybe I just shouldn't be around to read it at all. And that's my fault. That's all on me. And the same with Negative Nation deleting the server. I know you guys probably get sick to death of that shit. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I can't say it won't happen again. I can't. I'm not going to sit here and say it will never happen again.
Oh, Link Webster, has he addressed the hat? Well, he just got back from Melbourne, Florida. So he came back dressed like a true Melbourneite Floridian. He's got on swim trunks, a sleeveless t-shirt, and his good old Florida boy leather, not leather cowboy hat.
Because I probably will. And I will probably say I'm quitting again. And it's a cycle, right? Until I get it under control. You're not angry. Thank God. I felt bad. I felt bad. I really did. As I sat there on the hard floor of of Charlotte International Airport, waiting on my connecting flight. When I got to the Airbnb in Melbourne, I sat down and just felt bad. But I didn't want to go out and start bothering people immediately. I just took the week, right? Just took the week. Chilled with my kid. We did a bunch of fun shit. Had some father-son bonding. I mean, like, guys, you understand it for you.
It wasn't a week. He went down there on Friday, and this is yesterday. He came back yesterday on Tuesday, and he had the early flight out. So you can't even count Tuesday. It had to be the early flight if he was back and streaming on the Rumble by yesterday evening. So let's see. He flew out Friday. So can you count Friday? Because I guarantee you it was a late flight on Friday. So he was there Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 3 days you were in Florida. Is that why all you did was Kennedy Space Center? Because the other 2 days you refused to leave the Airbnb? What a delightful time I'm sure your kid had.
Parents out there, how important it is for a father and a son to bond. It's very important.
The nerve of him. Listen to this shit. I'm sorry. I know I keep tapping it back, but listen to this. Don't forget, Ron has 3 sons. The oldest 2, he had nothing to do with their upbringing. And then there's Slade, which we all know why he's got that one, right?
For you parents out there, how important it is for a father and a son to bond. It's very important. Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and go because I knew it was going through my head at the time, but then like, it's almost like, like okay, you got a bus, right? The same person can't drive the bus for 24 hours. So every 8 hours, somebody
I sat on the floor in the Airbnb kitchen trauma bonding with a little Benny.
else comes around and drives the bus. It really does. It feels like that. It feels like I don't have schizophrenia, but it feels like there are multiple people at the wheel. You know what I'm saying?
I don't have schizophrenia, but it feels like there's multiple people at the wheel. And Clara Hondra, now we've heard about his fast and hard mood swings. And him describing that it feels like there's more than one person at the wheel. Again, I ask Miss Frank, how many firearms have you purchased and brought into this house and put in this man's hand? How many?
Sam. And it's weird. And this is like, dude, for years I had a BPD diagnosis, and I swear to God, I sabotaged every relationship and every friendship I had. Somehow I was looking back the other day. I was talking about some old friends and shit we did. We used to hang out. And then I kept thinking, like, what happened? And it seemed like I was the common denominator.
It is scary, Hippie Piece. It's truly scary. It's disturbing. It really is. But, if I were to say, you know what, I'm going to pick up the phone and call the Connersville Police Department, and I'm going to tell them what I know, what I see, what I hear. Because if you see something, you're supposed to say something. If I were to do that, you know what Clara would do? She would call her attorney and put down a couple more $1,000s on an attorney to try to haul me into court and accuse me of what? Slander, defamation, harassment. That's what she would do, which that has to be a crime at this point.
And that made me really sad, but it made me, think like, wow, man.
Jojo Cannon, you're Carly? Really?
No.
Crazy. Hey, girl.
So I've been making a lot of apologies because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, guys. I don't. I'm the guy who deletes channels, creates new channels. I'm the guy who is, it's just, I've been targeted so much. It's like a trauma response now, because I know how shit starts. Like you saw what happened when I just called someone a bot.
He's been targeted so much that it's a trauma response. Give me a fucking break. Moonbeam, lightning face. No, ma'am, not today.
Bottom twink. They sent the fucking fire department.
Me too, Lisa Simpson.
To my store. And now people aren't coming to shop because they're knowing people are doing shit like this. Who wants to be in a store when it gets swatted?
That's crazy. He is literally saying that the reason why nobody's coming to their store is because the fire team came one time. Do you really think that the people of Connersville seeing the fire team outside of let's just be frank, the Save-A-Lot is probably where people thought they were? The 20 or so people in Connersville who happened to drive by and see the fire team that day in that shopping plaza probably assumed the fire team was there for the Save-A-Lot. So you mean to tell me that's why your business has failed, because nobody else shop at your store because the fire team came one day? I called the fire team because that's what Clara called it, and that shit just tickled me. It's crazy though, because so is Clara trying to also? So remember the other day, Clara said that it's not just the attic that's not getting any business; it's also the tattoo shop and the Save-A-Lot. And what's the other business right there? I forget. But she said the whole shopping plaza is dead. That nobody's getting any business, not even the Save-A-Lot. Oh yeah, the vape shop. You mean to tell me I'm supposed to believe that a vape shop in Connersville, Indiana, next to the Save-A-Lot's not getting any business? You're a liar, ma'am. You're a liar.
Or some shit like that, right? That's stress.
She shouldn't have said that out loud. I agree. And then now this jabroni, nobody's coming into my store because nobody wants to shop at a place that's getting swatted by the fire brigade.
I know that individual would know nothing about creating something from their own fucking... Dude, it don't matter if it was a Kickstarter. It's been my blood, sweat, and tears to set it up, to get it set up, and create this opportunity for me and a couple other homies. But turns out, that's just not how it worked out. And I'm not going to sit here and blame the city. I mean, because really people are struggling right now, And
you created nothing, Ron. Your mom did 90% of the work on that store. That store is full of your mom's blood, sweat, and tears, motherfucker. Not even Clara's, and we know it. All you did was sit right there in that very room or upstairs in the attic on the edge of that bed, probably wearing Clara's dirty panties, and you ordered a bunch of shit from Temu that nobody is interested in but you. He even says it in this stream that he's using the attic as his own personal closet now because nobody's buying that shit, so he's just gonna wear it. So you bought a bunch of shit that nobody wants to wear but you. He just looks like he stinks. Fire team, go!
And I'm not shelling out.
He blamed the city for there being no business. Remember the first time he tried to blame the city was because of the mulch moats and the curbs. Then it was the Connection Cafe because of all the junkies. Mm-hmm.
Thousands of dollars, but
then it was a big, bad, mean, fat lesbian down in New Albany who sent a big, scary man in to harass him and terrorize him in his store. Remember, there was that. Then it was back to the city's. No, then it was the landlord's fault because he didn't have a street, a window storefront. He was back in the back of the office building that he chose to lease out. So then it was the landlord's fault because the location sucked. Then he moves up by the Save-A-Lot. And now it's Tragic's fault. Okay.
Sign by the street. And all
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the yoga lady. That's right. The yoga lady was harassing the shit out of him. Even though, do you guys remember he never did get internet in that first location? You remember when he let it slip that he was borrowing internet from the women across the hall, which was the yoga place? And then he shit on them. He was mad because he bought 50 black yoga mats off of Temu and he thought they would all sell because he was across the hall from a yoga studio. Frankie the Chihuahua, thank you so much for the super chat. I, for one, am shocked that the Temu yoga mats have not made him millions. I don't think he sold one. He started using them as floor mats to walk on behind the counters. God, this is fucking great. Dude, you are literally the gift that keeps on giving. Shouldn't you have these records in the store or listed on eBay or something? Shouldn't literally all of this be listed on eBay? What is this? Is Claire drawing a portrait of herself? Do you guys see this back here? What is this? Claire, could you show this on camera the next time you go to the Rumble? Could you show us what this is? Thank you.
this. I sat down and did the numbers. I could sit right downstairs in the room I just built.
wait,
I'm paying
hold on.
$2, put a sign by the street and all this. I sat down and did the numbers.
Okay, he said, I'm not going to pay thousands of dollars to put a sign on the street. So he's back to implying that the location's bad because he doesn't have a sign letting everybody know that the attic is located in this particular strip mall next to the Save-A-Lot.
I'm not shelling out thousands of dollars, put a sign by the street and all this. I sat down and did the numbers. I could sit right downstairs in the room I just built, which I'm painting tomorrow. I was going to paint it today, but I thought, I'm going to be lazy and celebrate. I'm going to have an eBay store, not store, but like I'm going to have an eBay section, just like I do at my shop. Just set up a table, printer, scales, and I'm going to have 4 containers that I sell out of, and that's it. And I figured it out. I will make more money selling from my basement because I won't have $12,000 a year overhead. All I have to do.
He's paying $1,000 a month for that leased space. Isn't this what he was doing before he did the Kickstarter? To allegedly, some people feel all signs pointed to allegedly, possibly conspiracy. Nobody's sure. It's only speculation that perhaps Clara Honda was laundering money because she had a civil lawsuit brought down on her head. Anyway, sorry, I digress. I thought he was selling eBay shit out of the attic. And also, wasn't he supposed to have an eBay section at the brick and mortar? Never did that. He said that his eBay store was a flop. His eBay store is a flop. Mm-hmm. So now all of a sudden, he said, I don't need to pay $1,000 a month overhead. I can just sell eBay out of my house. I thought that's what you've been doing all along. Big pimpin'.
The expense of my house. So it's been an interesting adventure, but like, there's been a lot of really fucked up shit that's happened along the way. It's been weird. It's just been weird, man. It has been. It's just been like
he could Kalari. His mom could make a sandwich board sign. Never did.
It's been like a what the fuck moment every day, right? The only time I didn't have any what the fuck moments was when I was in Melbourne. I didn't what the fuck at the shoot.
Melbourne, you freak. Melbourne.
Shootings like screaming crackheads or anything. I just took note. I was like, screaming crackhead. What the fuck? If he comes towards me, I'm gonna rip his dick off. And I'm gonna swing him around by it. That's just all there is to it. Dude, nobody, I mean,
Hippie piece, I bet I could, but I bet I won't.
Just like, there's just like something in me. I don't want to be attacked, but there's just something in me. It's like, do it, motherfucker, and see what happens. I haven't fought in a long time, but.
Stumbled upon, are you new here? What do you mean he should switch to eBay? He has an eBay store. He's had this eBay store for years. In fact, this is his second eBay store. The first one got shut down because he was selling bootleg DVDs. He was selling lots of DVDs and then not shipping, but keeping the money. He's had this eBay store for Etsy. Sorry, Etsy. Anyway, but look at this. Look at the about on it. I just want to review it again. He's had the store since November 4th, 2010. And in how many years is that? 14 and a half years. He sold 1,500 items in 14 and a half years. Yes. Genius business mogul. Tell us how you have the key to success in your business model plan of going back to selling shit on eBay out of your now this time, instead of selling the shit out of his attic, his grandma's attic, he's selling it out of the basement. So he's going to take all of his inventory, haul it down to the basement. I guess what you're storing your eBay inventory in your grandma's basement. Okay. And when something sells, you're going to go down there, you're going to package it up, and then you're going to haul it back up the stairs to take it out to the post office. I mean, I guess it's no different than having all that shit up in the attic. I don't know. I just don't know where he's going to put it all. He says he's only working out of 4 bins. How do you decide? How do you decide what goes in the bin to sell? I don't know. You know what, though? It's crazy because TikTok has started showing me TikToks of like people who run eBay stores and like actually resell full time like he wants to do, like he believes he does. And it's a whole ass operation. Okay. Like it's a thing. You got to be really committed. It's a hustle. It is a hustle. And I just don't think his revitalized business plan for being an eBay reseller is gonna, be successful this time. But he knows it is. He says it's gonna be successful. He doesn't think it. He knows it. So that's great. Whose dog bed is back here? Why do you have a tiny little dog bed shoved back there between the closet door and this light? Like who's laying on that?
Extreme violence. You can be peaceful and be capable of extreme violence. If you're not, you're generally a coward, especially when it comes to the ones you love or yourself. Rip that dick off. Rip it off in a fight.
Wow, Lisa Simpson, that's impressive. Lisa Simpson says, I was a full-time reseller for years, had over 800 items listed at a time, made over $50K in sales annually. Trust me, he could never know.
So, yeah, I mean, like my arc right now is getting ready to shift over to this producer role. I'm not even going to say what I'm going to do about live streaming because I try to say what I'm going to do about it, and I never stick to it. I said I was done for a long time, a week ago, and here I am. And there's my Cash App right there. Next, in. That's right. 6 all right. And it don't matter. $1, $2, $3, $4. You can leave a message. Call me a fucking cunt. I don't give a shit. I'll keep your money. I used to send it back. Nope, I'll keep it now. Going forward is getting this production studio going. I mean, it's like I'm taking my business. I'm going out of business. I made it happen, and people on the internet just couldn't let us have it. It's just but like if you look at a lot of people who have been doing this like life ruin.
Okay, so there you have it. So he's back to blaming it on people on the internet. Didn't he just open the store November 1? It's only July 3. How many months is that? Yeah, I made it happen. You didn't even stay open for a year, dude. What's that? 7, 8 months, 9 months? I don't know. What are you talking about? I made it happen. Just people on the internet couldn't let us have it. Okay, dude.
Nation interfering with other people's businesses and stuff. They're fucking going broke now. Like I'm not going broke, but
yeah, is he blaming the internet for the failure of his brick and mortar store where he worked like 4 hours a week? Yes.
And I'm not broke, but that doesn't mean like just because you're not broke, you stay you stay unbroke by earning money. That's what you do. You have to earn more money. You can't spend more than you earn. That is called debt. Like if I go out and max out.
Okay, wait, we're gonna come back to this real quick. I just want to bop over here to the TikTok. This is like the account's called Hustle to Resell. I'm gonna turn the volume off because I'm sure it's some sort of copyrighted music. But look at this. This is what Ron thinks he is. This is what he wishes he was. Watch. Day of a full-time eBay reseller. Look at all the inventory he has. He has it cataloged. He knows exactly what bin it's in. Look at all this stuff. So you mean to tell me you're going to be a successful eBay reseller, Ron, by working out of 4 bins in your grandma's basement? Look at that. 7:50 a.m. He's packing all those orders he pulled. Making his shipping labels. Look at that. Busy. Is this what you're gonna do in your grandma's basement? This how you're gonna put food on the table, Ron? Is this what your operation is gonna look like? Oh, 9:30 a.m. or 9:30 a.m. off to the Goodwill for more inventory. Oh, look at he's eating his breakfast. Lord have mercy. Back to Goodwill 10:45 a.m. Look at them. Oh my God, he has a whole ass photography station set up. 2:15. Look at all those packages. Look at all the shit he sold on eBay that day, Ron. Ron could never. Take some notes, pal.
You can't spend more than you earn. That is called debt. Like if I go out and max out all my credit cards, I can come home and pay them, right? Or at least pay half of them off. That's what I often do. Go on vacation, I use the same card, come home, pay it off. Because there's a lot more benefits to that. You got miles to fly with, you get discounts on this, you get discounts on that, you get all this fucking cash back. You can use the cash back to pay your fucking balance down. Good credit's pretty cool. Good credit's pretty cool. I didn't rent anything though with my credit.
Katie says, yeah, that's why we do ROI analysis before we bail out 10K plus in rent and inventory. Please God, this business was DOA. Yes, it was. Thank you so much for the super chat, Katie. I want to hear him talk about how he don't rent nothing because he's got good credit and he buys everything and then pays it off immediately. What are you talking about? He's literally, what you're witnessing here is Ron regurgitating everything Clara's ever told him about like credit. Listen.
Cool. Good credit's pretty cool. I didn't rent anything.
Good credit's pretty cool.
You get all this fucking cash back. You can use the cash back.
Wait, hold on.
I can come home and pay them, right? And I'm not broke, but that doesn't mean like just because you're not broke, you stay you stay unbroke by earning money. That's what you do. You have to earn more money. You can't spend more than you earn. That is called debt. Like if I go out and max out all my credit cards, I can come home and pay them, right? Or at least pay half of them off. That's what I often do. Go on vacation, I use the same card, come home, pay it off.
That's what he often does. He often goes on vacation, uses the same credit card, then he comes home and pays it off. Are you fucking kidding me? He literally just told us what's going on. When his female girlfriend, Clara, sends him on vacation, she gives him a credit card. He uses the credit card while he's on vacation. And then when he comes home, Clara Hondra pays the bill. Dude, we're not stupid.
Because there's a lot more benefits to that. You got miles to fly with, you get discounts on this, you get discounts on that, you get all this fucking cash back. You can use the cash back to pay your fucking balance down. Good credit's pretty cool. Good credit's
My female girlfriend's good credit's pretty cool. Just say it.
pretty cool. I didn't rent anything though with my credit. You know?
You can't rent anything, Ron. I would love to see Ron fill out a fucking rental application for a shitty, you know what, 1-bedroom. Ron, I want you to apply for a 1-bedroom apartment. I guarantee you do not get approved.
I don't rent nothing. I buy it. I buy it, and then I pay the minimum payment for a couple months, and then I'll pay it off. Like this PA I bought for $700, I think it was.
Do you know how long ago he bought that $700 PA? This one time, it's giving this one time at band camp.
I'm not trying to say I'm better than anybody. I'm just trying to say that everybody can be where you need to be, right? Be where you need
Fantastic, exactly. That grin just screams he doesn't even believe himself.
to be. Why do people feel compelled to come on here and try to ruin other people's lives? You know, we have a mental health issue in this country. Like, why I deleted my channel was because I felt horrible for fucking hammering John as hard as I did. And then I find out like he's still actively talking about my girlfriend. So that's the reason I created the other channel, is to defend my girlfriend's honor. Yes.
Is it your female girlfriend?
That's what men do.
Oh yeah, isn't he renting that store? Are you renting that space?
Anyway, ladies, does your man defend you? That's right. He should. If he doesn't, then fuck him. But if I put up a video right now and start reviewing it, like let's just say Cyrax or some of these other people, like 45, 50 people are going to leave, right? And really, honestly, there's nothing, like I never understood covering the same person every day, because like then you start seeing these people having to create situations so they can talk about their reaction to what they did. I don't like that shit. You know, like, why don't you just show up at somebody's house and fight them if that's the case, right? Why do people got to do that? People need to talk about one another. If you just always keep it honest, these lies and not showing proof and all this, that, and everything in between, this shit gets old, man. This shit gets old. Start being honest, dude. I'm almost 50 years old. I didn't sit here on the internet and fucking lie to people just because I don't want to look a certain way.
Dude, you do sit on the people and lie to people just because you don't want to. You do. What did I say? You do sit on the internet and lie to people just because you don't want to look a certain way. Might I refer back to August of 2021 when you first popped up live streaming from the attic of your grandma's house and you told everyone that you bought the house, that you were so successful and you played your money during the whole COVID thing. That's literally said, I was very financially successful during COVID and I saved up the money and I bought this house. You said that. To this day, you swear for God you bought that house, but the public records don't lie. You do. Cindy, thank you so much for joining memberships. Welcome to Shamrock.
I will look bad to a certain group. These aren't cults. These are communities.
You even have your female girlfriend lying and saying that you paid for that house and it wasn't given to you by your mom, your uncle, and your grandma. 50% of it at that.
And communities.
Who paid your property taxes this year? Who paid the property taxes for the whole year in one transaction in the spring? Was that you? Did that come out of your bank account? You're a liar. It did not.
Should be used like really to enrich in yourself, you know, to learn something, to walk away with something else besides hate and contempt in your heart. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen the things people say. I've heard the things I've said. I can speak of my own anger on the internet. But all the people in the drama community who are now out here, I don't even know what's going on. I get updates occasionally. We do have the cherry Kool-Aid, though. We do. That's right.
Oh,
That's right,
yeah.
old lady.
Conviction is not a word. Thank you, Lisa.
The liars or thieves. No, I can't stand either one. No.
Well, you're a liar.
That's why, you know, when people accuse me of lying, I'm like, no, dude, you have no idea how much I hate liars. Liars have ruined some of the best years of my life. My 40s have been trash because of lies.
Who doesn't hate a liar? But most people don't have to take the internet and profess, I'm not a liar. I hate liars.
I mean, yeah, I could have walked away, logged off. That probably wouldn't stop it. Right? And plus, you know, paying the bills with the internet shit, you know, kind of locks you in.
Dude, you were on Section 8 and food stamps. You were living in Section 8 housing and on food stamps. You were never paying your bills on the internet. But that's a good segue over to this clip. This is this is not too long ago. Ron and Clara did a live stream with Mandy and Sean titled Power Couple something something. Ron talks about him paying the bills, specifically the period of time when he was living in the upstairs attic apartment at his mom's house. And I just want to play that for you now.
How far are you, Negs, from, you know, how far are you away from where the place was where I come and hung out with you? How far away from that place are you?
Oh,
Like,
I'm only about 25 miles.
Yeah, that's not far.
I've been up there a couple times.
Yeah, that was a nice place.
Told you, Sean and Mandy, friends with Ron and Clara. They visit. Sean visits.
It's by the lake. I had a nice apartment by a lake. Yeah, I like that
That was his public housing apartment.
place.
I remember the lake.
Listen to the way he talks. Just listen to the way he says it. Listen.
I've been up there a couple times.
Yeah, that was a nice place by the lake. I had a nice apartment by a lake. Yeah, I like that place.
I remember the lake. I was going to run out there and catfish, but we just weren't equipped.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't
Yeah.
have the stuff.
Yeah.
You just needed a stick.
Yeah, because Ron didn't even so much as have a fishing pole. And he lived in that Section 8 villa by the lake for quite some time with a young son. And that jabroni didn't even own a fishing pole. Nor did he have the means to run out to the Walmart and buy a fishing pole when his fisherman friend came into town. Street Crab says that apartment was a dump. Yeah, I don't think it was Section 8. I think it was straight up public housing.
Stick and a string.
I can't believe I didn't have my fishing gear in the car. I carry it everywhere, but I didn't for that.
Yeah, we were not equipped to fish, but I loved that apartment. It was very peaceful and tranquil. And for some reason, I went through this I was having a mental health crisis, and I moved into this.
Oh, Ronald P. Corbin is discussing online publicly once again his mental health crisis. And here's Clara Alexandra Frank sitting right next to him. This is Ron Corbin's live-in female girlfriend who has publicly admitted and shown proof of purchasing numerous firearms and bringing them into the home they share and putting them into this mentally ill, mental health crisis inflicted female boyfriend of hers hands. Street Carp says it smelled like mildew and the carpet stains were disgusting. Dang, Street Carp.
House that was like behind a
Oh,
church.
wait,
I say
listen.
peaceful and tranquil. And for some reason, I went through this I was having a mental health crisis, and I moved into this house that was like behind a church, and I thought nobody would know where I was because I was like CPS was coming constantly.
Yeah.
And then I was there 6 months and went flat broke because of all the harassment. I was like,
He moved out of his public housing into some house out in the country behind a church, and he, in less than 6 months' time, he ended up having to move out because he couldn't pay the rent.
I have to move back. And I didn't. I get a free ride. I paid $400 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment. I gave my kid the bedroom, and I slept on a couch for 2 years till we got back on our feet.
Yeah.
No, okay, right there. He leaves the part out where the apartment that he paid $400 a month for and lived there for 2 years on the couch was the apartment in his mom's attic. The apartment in his mom's attic. He lived there for 2 years, and he says until we got on our feet. No, him and his kid lived in the 1-bedroom apartment above his mom's house in her attic for $400 a month for 2 years until his grandma went into a nursing home and the family allowed him and his kid to move into grandma's house. Tell the truth for once in your life. Oh, but here he is in 2024, present day. Here he is talking about he doesn't lie. He doesn't get on the internet and lie to people and pretend he's something he's not. Yes, you do.
And we have Adidas. That's right. Adidas from head to toe right now. I'm wearing. I'll show you what I'm wearing. Fuck it.
Look at all that crap. This is Clara's area. This is her area. This is her chair. This is her desk. This is her immediate area. What is going on here? I think they're both mentally unstable. She's got dolls set up all over the desktop and back here, just collecting dust. Do you think they're dusting any of this? Do you think they're cleaning this room ever? And the carpet in here is just as crunchy and dirty and smelly and probably full of mold and mildew. And God knows what substances have been spilled. And they just literally cover the floor in junk and trash. I think this is a heating pad plugged in somewhere back here in this mess. Look at that. Just boxes, garbage, trash. Oh, but please tell me how you're such a better person. You're so much better than I am, Clara Hondra. This is how you live. This is your fucking filth. And you're not even embarrassed. This doesn't faze you at all that people see this. Look at her what's this? Like a little necklace jewelry stand that she just has crap junk jewelry piled, all tangled and knotted up. It's fucking amazing.
Look at that, baby. That's right. Them skeletons. That's right. Them stones right there.
Look, those are swimming trunks.
That American. Yeah.
I saw that Lisa Simpson and his mic stand is being held together with tape.
I've been using my store as my own wardrobe now. Nobody buys any of the clothes. I don't know. The thing is, too, is like a lot of people like that fucking fire call. I should absolutely.
You know who else has plastic bins of drawers like this in their home? Owl. Owl, why don't you get some real furniture and that matchstick box of a paneled nightmare you're living in?
I'm not going to, but I shoot somebody. But like, what the fuck am I gonna get? Nothing.
Oh, Gothic says I still want to know why he shaved his pits. I saw somebody say something about that in the chat. I did not peep it myself. I'll take your word for it. He shaved his armpits, has he?
Even more money than I can close at this place. But like, that's a shitty thing to do. And that's going to be forever on the internet. Forever on the internet.
You know what else is going to be forever on the internet? The state and condition of this fucking room. Look at the fan. Like, you can't. Do you have a vacuum cleaner? Do you have a rag? Something you can just knock all the dirt off of the fan and make, no? Oh my God, it doesn't even have a handle. What happened to the handle?
It's a small town. And, I know people whose relatives that were ones that showed up. People aren't happy about that. They're really not. They're really not happy about it. They're not, because it's their families that volunteer and they could have gotten hurt. Anything could have happened, bro. Anything. Car crash. You don't even think about that. You don't think about the journey from the fire station all the way over to the fucking store.
Oh my God, he has dead ass shaved his armpits. And yes, I'm sure the people of Connorsville are outraged that the fire team got called to the Save-A-Lot and they could have been killed in a car crash on the way there, I'm sure.
You don't even think about that. You don't think about the journey from the fire station all the way.
Look at that. Shaved clean. I ain't never seen a man in my life with shaved armpits unless they're a swimmer, an Olympic level swimmer. We know that's not the case here. More proof and evidence that Ronald Hondra is indeed Clara Hondra's female boyfriend. Out west, somebody called the fire team out to their store a couple of weeks ago.
Way over to the fucking store.
Called a fire team because that's what Clara called it. Not the fire department. Not even the fire brigade. Oh, lots of gay men shave their armpits. Fauntleroy is gay, so Fauntleroy says, I am a subject matter expert. Thank you for that. Oh, that's true, Panda Queen. He does have swimming trunks on. You're right. You're right. So he's either gay or he's taking swimming really seriously. But you know what? I don't know, Panda Queen, because if he was taking swimming really seriously, I would think it'd be, to the point where he's shaving his armpits. I think that he'd probably be wearing a Speedo. So, and he wouldn't have facial hair. So, that settles it. More than likely a gay man. Got it. Katie Cake's coming in, just blowing it out of the water. I know a lot of straight guys who shave their pits. I've never met a man in my life shaves their pits. And here Katie Cakes knows all kinds of straight men who shave their pits. Huh. Oh, Ling Webster says, I'd also propose fire group and fire people. Or maybe our fire friends. Blue Ridge Bell's just going with lice. All right.
An old lady could pull out, boom, they hit her, she's dead.
Yeah, an old lady could have died. The fire brigade could have plowed into an old lady on the way to the Save-A-Lot and killed an old lady. God, you're so right, Ron. You're so right, and we're so wrong. I want to know how he spent 3 days in sunny Central Florida and did not manage to get any sun on his arms at all. How did you manage that? That's the real mystery.
Whatever. People don't think about that shit. I don't think about it. What they do, and they don't care. It's coward shit. And you know what? Every time I've been served, you know what? I've been served like a man.
Oh, Lisa Simpson says, I don't think he shaved him. I just think he doesn't have enough testosterone to grow any hair there. I think you're probably right. All right. Case closed. Mystery solved. Thank you, Lisa Simpson. He went to Florida with his son. Him and Slade went to Florida. Clara Hondra stayed home for the hearing that never was, that didn't happen.
I go outside and I talk to the sheriff.
Imagine skipping a quick trip to Florida because you have a court date that you know is not going to go because you know you didn't get the other party served.
Same guy every time. Even when somebody makes a 5-hour round trip to stalk me to have us served, yeah, I get served like a man. Okay. Even when they came to my door when I was at home, I talked to him through the fucking ring bell.
Why is this such a flex? I don't know. I've just never known anyone in real life dodging service. That's the lie. I do know somebody who dodged service. Okay, fine. I'll tell you. Arabia tried to get a protective order on her own daughter because her daughter was texting me and telling me all this shit about her and how she's such a liar. And I was sharing those texts out on Twitter back in 2020 to prove that she was a fucking liar. So yeah, she tried to file an EPO on her kid because of that. And her kid just didn't answer the door when the sheriff came, and eventually they stopped knocking. Anyway.
I was like, again? He said, yes. It's like, well, just stick at the door. Okay, have a good day. Thank you, sir. And when you get served, don't start asking them a bunch of questions. They don't fucking know. They don't fucking care. It's not their business. Okay.
You know how he knows that? Because when he got served, he stood there on the front porch and he asked that sheriff's deputy a bunch of questions. And the sheriff's deputy eventually had to look him dead in his face and say the following to
Like a
him.
ring bell. I'll serve. Don't start asking them a bunch of questions. They don't fucking know. They don't fucking care. It's not their business. Okay.
That's how he knows.
Little bitches throw stones and then run when they're supposed to be served. Yeah. Chicken shits.
Yeah, he did the same thing when CPAs came to his house. Sure did.
Like, I'm not a big fan of the police as much as the next guy, but
hippie piece, don't they have to physically hand you papers to be served? They can't just stick it in the door. Technically, I guess they're supposed to, but legally in the state of Indiana, if you want to serve somebody and you give the court an address and you say it's upon information and belief, this is their residence, and like it was a previously known residence, I think maybe it would be considered served. However, if that person comes back 3 years later and is like, you guys sent this to an address back in 2021 that I no longer lived at, and they can prove they didn't live there, like, oh, I don't know, provide proof that the house was sold in 2019 and proof that in 2021 their name was on a lease, on the other side of the state, then literally everything that happened in that case after that point where they had considered you served back in 2021, everything is undone and it starts over from that point. You just go back to like, okay, well, then where do we serve you at? And you give me your new address and they serve you and you go back to that point in the case. I'm speaking of civil cases. Obviously, that's when Clara gets on panel later, she tries to say some bullshit. That's not how it works. Otherwise, like we were talking about, service in the civil case. And how she had her hearing set for that date and time. And since the respondent wasn't served and the hearing wasn't held, that the case has to start over, which it does. She's like, if that were the case, then the criminal justice system and exactly. The criminal justice system and the civil system are not the same, Clara, and they don't work the same, you weirdo.
At least I go out. I'm not afraid of I'm not afraid of anything. I'm not afraid of anybody. When you accept that you have to die, you become less afraid of a lot of things.
Well, that's such a strange statement to make from somebody who's suffering from out of control, unmedicated, unchecked mental illness that he's described to us in detail consistently for the last 7 years. He also confided in us during this very live stream just moments ago that he tends to self-harm. We all know wrong with the Florida for Gay Pride. Come on. Thank you, Fauntleroy.
Yeah.
Hold on. Was last weekend Pride weekend down in Florida? I don't know. I don't follow.
I mean, like bitches run.
No, that was July. Oh, it was June, wasn't it? Oh, it was the last weekend in June.
That's what they do. Little bitches run. Bitches and snitches.
Oh my God. He flew down there Friday, came back Tuesday morning. He was down there Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That outfit is self-harm.
Anyway, I'm rambling, but that's the whole point of the stream. It says let's chat. I'm gonna put the link back in the fucking chat. I mean, like, what do people think?
Let's chat. How come nobody's taking my link and chatting with me?
I'm up here, I'm gonna rip your head off and fucking throw it down the bowling alley to get a strike with it. No. Getting older does do that to you. I understand, like why the way my dad is, and like why the way certain other people are. The older you get, the less fucks you have to give. So what are you gonna do? If I'm 75 years old, I'm like, damn, I made it this far. I ain't afraid of shit. Somebody like, give me your money. I'll fucking take it, motherfucker. Because I'm about to rip your dick off.
It's there he goes. Hold on, let me get my pen and paper. He comes back to ripping dicks off. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. I know my 50s are going to be lit, though. My 50s are going to be lit.
Totally. I agree. Your 50s are going to be lit for sure.
I just got home. Today's been a busy day. After this, I'm gonna go downstairs, clean up a little bit more because we just primed and sealed the walls and everything. So now it's
So see, he says he just got home and this was yesterday. So I'm telling you. And he didn't even fly direct. He had connecting flights both ways. So he had a super early flight home on Tuesday and probably a much later flight out on Florida or on Friday. He probably didn't get to the Airbnb Friday till sometime after 10 o'clock p.m. So he was there Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I love it.
time to put up some paint. But like I'm brewing on several ideas right now, and I think they're going to be successful. I know they're going to be successful. What the fuck am I saying? I know.
Did Clara book them on Frontier again? I don't know. He holds it up. I have the timestamp. We'll get to it in a second.
I'm going to contact a local theater group here and see if I can't find 4 or 5 ambitious young actors who would
No, that kid's mom doesn't live in Florida anymore, Grinch.
want to play 17 and 18-year-olds in the year 1995. Something set in the year 1995. It's a Gen X movie. It's late Gen X for those of us.
Okay, Uncle Rico. This is why we call you Uncle Rico. By the way, if you're really serious about that project, I guarantee you Jonathan will be on board with that.
I was born in 76, 77, 78, shit like that. Those of us born.
Yeah, and it's my understanding Sean doesn't have a job anymore, so he's free to travel between Atlanta and Indianapolis frequently for the production of said movie. It'll be great. Oh, Space Coast Pride is in September, really?
In the 70s. I really don't have much more to say right now. I haven't heard. I just got back into town. I just know they call Dirty Needles syringe litter, and there's another fucking nonprofit in town. Okay. I just hope they're really like getting people better. That's all I want. It's like, are you really getting these people better?
Maybe you should worry about getting you better, dude. All you ever talk about is your severe mental illness that literally has you crippled and debilitated. And you're worried about if nonprofits in town are getting other people better? Okay.
Because if they stay sick, then you're gonna make a lot of money. Like needle exchange and shit. I'm preventing AIDS 3 days a week. It's in the fucking Beatles song. These are people's lives, man. Oh, I just found out. Remember the other day I covered the guy who got busted with all the meth and had shopped at my store and bought a sobriety coin and all that? That is, it's alleged until you're innocent until proven guilty. The guy I played in the band with, who was a sheriff's deputy, I guess it's his brother. And his other brother is the head of the drug task force or is in the drug task force.
Exactly, Lisa Simpson. This jabroni is high on gas station weed 24/7, but casting judgment on other addicts. He's working on one pre-roll right now. If we fast forward an hour and 15 minutes at the 2-hour mark, he lights another one. He lights there it is. See, he lights a fresh pre-roll.
I didn't make the connection. I saw the last name and I went, surely not. I looked at him and there's a lot of resemblance. Surely not. What? Are you serious?
He's at 1.5, by the way.
And somebody was telling me they were catching some static talking about it. No, that shit was on Facebook, bro. We're allowed to talk about that. Like I said, I didn't have a problem with the guy. He came into my shop and he was super cool. But he's the brother of 2 cops. How sad is that? Like what made him take that path? Instead of being a cop, that's so wild to me. So I'm going to follow this case and see what happens,
Yes, this is at 1.5.
What if they were using him as an informant?
I love how he's sitting here talking about dope and drug addicts and all that shit, and watch the way he scratches himself. Watch the way he does the crackhead scratch. Watch.
So wild to me.
Look at him.
So I'm going to follow this case and see what happens. What if they were using him as an informant? They had to arrest him and post it and do all that anyways, We send him away to an Airbnb in some town for like 6 months and then he comes back.
Can you imagine what it smells like in that house, but just specifically in that room? He's not just smoking gas station weed in there. They both vape, and also he gets up a little later and he walks back there to Clara's desk and lights a fucking incense. And this is like a bedroom sized room. It is a bedroom. It's just a bedroom sized room.
I did my time in Michigan City. I don't know. If he gets out and I see him in the store, I'll ask him. I'll be like, I had no idea you were their brother, bro. That's crazy. You know, like, again, I don't have a problem with any of these guys. I don't. Even the band shit, that was just all me being a dick. Nickel Fag and all that. All these bands are broke up, by the way. Remember when I told you that this tattoo was a there's a word I want to say before manifest, but it's a manifestation.
I don't want to listen to this shit. Okay. I have a couple timestamps written down. We'll go to those. Spoiler alert, Rustifer gets on panel. Let's hear what this is about.
Tab posts about me. I made a community tab saying I'm not going to do no content on her no more. Like, can't you just leave me be?
Well, I think the fair thing to do here in this situation, considering the graphic content.
The graphic, yep, is to continue to harass me when that's not going to solve anything.
Don't read it. She's not harassing you. She's writing it on her community tab, which is her right. So,
but it's about me. It's mainly just been about me for like more than one day now. You don't consider that harassment? I do. There's like more than one post about it.
Donald Trump.
I'm going to read it.
Millions of articles
I'm going to read
him a day.
Because I don't know why I wrote this down, but it's Ron telling Russ, just don't read it. Just don't read what's being said about you. It's simple as that.
Do you think he cares?
I'm going to read it because I don't
read about shit about
I want her to leave me be and stop talking about me.
Like
every time I go live.
In that position.
Listen, every time I go live, she always.
Anyway, whatever. Hold on. I'm gonna skip forward to 2 hours. Yeah, Clara gets on there. Have you guys heard any clips of this stream from last night when Clara got on panel? She didn't have her teeth in again. She sounds like that Sylvester the cat suffering succotash. It's fucking great. Listen.
Like, what's your sign? Oh, didn't get talking about. Anyway.
But yes, I can confirm that nothing explicit that I have ever watched has ever involved anything that DC asked me about.
Thank God, Anna, because I waited till today. I was like, I'm just gonna go live, and I was gonna contact people privately, but I like to do my shit out in the open, so I can avoid. I know
there's this fresh pre-roll. Told ya.
It sounds bad. I want to avoid talking
to
people privately. I want to keep it. I'm trying to keep, like I let people see sneak peeks of my real life occasionally, but I want to keep the two separate. I want to keep when I finally get moved downstairs, I have everything going. I got the podcast going. These are separate. Fit my family.
Oh, he's still plans on getting the podcast going. I love that. That's great. Once I get everything moved downstairs,
is my cherished jewel. They're my treasure, and then the podcast is just something I do for fun. And
Anna still did not answer my question. Anna, why do you want me to unblock you? It can't be just because you think I'm funny. There's got to be another reason.
Well, I don't know. Maybe she wants to share recipes or something.
I don't think that's why.
Yeah.
I really don't think that's why.
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't keep up with y'all shit, really. I mean, like when I was in Florida, which I was, and
oh yeah, when you were in Florida,
day, I didn't move from the couch.
Oh, he just said when I was in Florida, there was a whole day where I didn't move from the couch. We already know he was only there Saturday, Sunday, Monday. He alleges he went to Kennedy Space Center one of those days, and he does flash a couple of pictures. So I'll give him that. So one day he went to Kennedy Space Center, and one day he didn't move from the couch. Who gets to go to coastal central Florida in the end of June, stay at an Airbnb? He claims he was driving a cherry red convertible Mustang. Who spends an entire day inside on the couch in the Airbnb? Minimum, shouldn't you have been driving that Mustang around all up and down US 1 with the top down? No, not Ronnie P. Midwest Pondu, thank you for being a member for 4 months. Forever a Basic Betty. This is so entertaining. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting my channel.
You know where Melbourne is? Do you know where Melbourne, Florida is?
Yes.
There is no Melbourne, Florida. It's Melbourne, dummy.
I do. Yes, I do. Yes.
Cocoa Beach, all that shit.
Yeah, you're talking.
You know where Cocoa Beach is? Because from the sounds of it, you did not go to Cocoa Beach. You may have driven through Cocoa on your way to Kennedy Space Center, but I have not heard any indication that you actually visited Cocoa Beach while you were right there.
Do you not remember?
That should be criminal. Do you know the original Ron John Surf Shop location is in Cocoa Beach? Shouldn't he have come back wearing a Ron John Cocoa Beach, Florida t-shirt? You didn't go, did you? Yikes. Hey, Trish. Oh, you live in Cocoa? Okay.
That I went to Miami.
Who cares? What does that have to do with Melbourne?
That's fucking miles
Look, she says it wrong too. What does that have to do with Melbourne?
You're
away.
asking me about different parts of Florida. You're asking me
Yeah,
about different
yeah.
parts of Florida. Of course I know where
What?
Melbourne is.
I was just asking if you were familiar with Melbourne.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay, all right,
Of course I am.
all right. You don't believe I was in Florida, do you?
You showed your plane ticket thing or whatever it was. So yes, I believe you.
Woo, see, I don't lie.
Oh, wait, did I miss it? Look at him cheering himself on. Woo, see, I don't lie. I can't believe I didn't write down the timestamp of when he showed his little boarding pass and that's when he showed his outfit. No, that's when he's lighting the incense. He lit the incense and 5 minutes later lit another pre-roll. Shit, I can't talk. Show us your boarding pass, Ron. Hold on. I can't believe I didn't write that down. I wanted to. Oh wait, I have a screenshot of it. Hold on, I have a screeny weenie. Hold on. He he flew first class, not nonstop. However, to be sure. Look, he holds it up. Oh, it's American Airlines. American Airlines. This is his connector from Charlotte to Orlando. Priority first class. That's so exciting. I cannot believe he did not even get a direct flight from Indianapolis to Orlando.
I just keep shit close to the chest, man. That's it.
So I have another question. DC, would you mind telling us why you didn't file a full police report for the incident with the police and the fire department?
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I
Yep,
just
so there's
didn't
that.
She said I did. He goes, oh, you did? Hold on. I wanted to see if I could find where he was holding his phone up because I wanted to show you guys the pictures of but what is it? What do they call it? The Space Force? Whatever. Oh, there it is. I think it's right after he shows this. Hold on.
Because I'd gladly kiss my girlfriend in front of whoever.
There you go. What does that say? This is Charlotte to MCO, which is Orlando International Airport. Oh, what else does it
Sugar baby Corbin.
say? First class.
Oh, what I tell you, departs 6:48 p.m. I told you he had a late ass fucking flight. So this is obviously on his way down there. He flew from Indianapolis to Charlotte to Orlando. And what does it say right there? He didn't even depart Charlotte until 6:48 p.m. So he had a late ass flight on Friday and an early ass flight home on Tuesday.
Is that what that says? Okay. There you go. Hang on, I got you.
He went to Melbourne, Florida for 3 days and he spent one of those days on the couch in the Airbnb. I love it.
Got you, baby. Just sit your little ass there.
Can you quit calling me that?
Nope.
Yes. Stop calling me that.
I'm good.
Yes. Stop calling
And
me
this is
that.
the rocket garden at the Kennedy Space Center.
Okay, there's one picture from Kennedy Space Center. What a horrible picture.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I know what it looks like. I've seen it already more than once.
There's another picture I took of the Kennedy Space Center.
Look, that's like the main entrance. I'm telling you. And see, look, that's the main entrance. And that what he just showed and called it the Rocket Garden is right behind it. And doesn't that picture look like it was taken from outside of the gate?
I got you, baby. Just sit your
Hold
little
on.
rocket garden at the Kennedy Space.
Look, this is the roof of the building right there at the main entrance. And he's obviously on the outside. Those are the only pictures he has of Kennedy Space Center because he did not pay the ticket price to get in. There's my proof right there. See that building, the roof of the building and the rocket gardens on the other side of it?
Space Center. Oh
Yeah, taken from where you don't
my
have
goodness.
to pay.
Oh, I know what it looks like. I've seen it already more than once.
There's another picture I took of
Look, see? There's that building.
the Kennedy
See? There's the building. The rocket's back there on the other side. He didn't even go in.
Space Center. I was in Florida, bro. I was
Nailed it.
chilling. I was listening to crackheads
Yeah.
scream and people get shot.
Yeah, see, look, he puts his phone down. There's no more pictures he's gonna show. That's great. I'm glad we went back and found that. Case closed on that. He saw the outside of the Kennedy Space Center and he did not pay to go in. That's funny. That's too bad because that would have been a fun time. All right, this is the last timestamp I have written down. I honestly don't remember what they talk about, so it'll be a surprise for all of us.
Oh, whatever.
Walked in the room. He started roboting.
Listen, not even that dipshit could put me in a bad mood today, so whatever.
Well, shit's getting resolved.
Yep, it sure is.
And that's like my
Listen to her. Nothing can put me in a bad mood today. Yeah, shit's getting resolved. They act like they actually did something. You've done nothing at all. Oh, that's right. No, I stand corrected. I'm sure shit did get done yesterday. I'm sure Clara paid the two process servers in 2 different cities in Arizona to begin their work on serving tragic. That's probably what got done yesterday.
goal going forward. I'm not trying to like white knight or anything but like wrong is wrong. And it's for some people, it's not content because there's no reward for them.
Yep.
And if you're a content creator, you are subjected to.
Terry Lynn, that's one of my dad's favorite things to do when family comes to visit. We go dolphin watching on a little boat thing right there near where he lives. It's so cool. And you see so many dolphins. And it's not even scary because like it's in the inlet. It's not even out like in the open ocean. It's really fun. That is so much fun, Terry Lynn.
Criticism.
Suffering, succotash.
Should just end the beginning there. I shouldn't, evolve into extreme sexual content and comments and.
Yeah, the resolution's so bad because he zoomed in on the rocket garden from outside from a distance. You would think that if he actually went into Kennedy Space Center and paid admission to get in, don't you think he would have like stood underneath one of those rockets and taken a shot, looking up at it? That's what I would have done.
Stuff like that.
Right.
And me personally, the only people that concern me are people like those people that are constantly thinking about grooming and child pornography. Like, what the fuck is going
where
on with
does that come from?
That disturbs me. Because I was listening to somebody who was speaking, and they were talking about somebody had accused someone or them of something, and they told that person, they're accusing me. It's like, that's not true. Why are you thinking about that? Like, why is that going around in your head? And on a constant basis.
That's a good question. Why is that coming around in your head? Where did this come from? This is so weird.
They say it to upset you, Negs. You know that. They say it to get a reaction out of you. That's why.
Well, this is the way I see it. I mean, I don't give a fuck. They can say whatever they want, because if something's a crime, it should be reported. If you don't report it, you're complicit. You know what I'm saying? If you've seen a crime happen and you just don't do anything, then yeah, that's. But if it is true, if you see something illegal,
that's very
call
true.
the police. File a police report. That's why I don't shame people for
That's
it
what
now.
we should do.
There's a difference between running to the police every time you get a hangnail, and going to the police when you get a threat. Fire department comes to your fucking shop because somebody's a bottom twink. People get real sensitive about the bottom top stuff. Maybe is that why the tough guy in prison takes the top bunk or what?
All that I know is that every single time that you and I have been served, we've opened the fucking door, we've signed for it, we've gone back in, and we've coped with it. We've dealt with it like adults. Just open the goddamn door, sign for the papers, and either show up in court or don't. But just, God, what are you hiding from? And I saw something particularly idiotic being bandied about, which was, well, if somebody doesn't show up and the hearing is postponed because somebody hasn't been officially alerted to a hearing, then that means that the case is closed. No, if that was the case, then the criminal justice system would grind to a halt. All that you would have to...
Yeah, only the criminal justice system and the civil system that you go through for the EPOs is not the same. So I know what we're talking about. Okay, so since Ron didn't have the money, couldn't afford to get into the Kennedy Space Center, I'm about to wrap this up, but I'll just go ahead and share pictures of my last vacation to where we visited the Kennedy Space Center. So here, Ron, here you can see what it looks like when you actually get inside the Kennedy Space Center. Here it is. See that? Where's your picture of that? You didn't take one? Why not? Look how much fun that is. Look, they have an astronaut walking around. That's my daughter. They have an astronaut walking around. Look at that. Ooh. Close-up pictures of the rockets. Oh, look at that. See how you can get right up on them, right under them, and take pictures? These are solid rocket boosters. That's what those are called. There's my daughter again. Look, that is an actual space shuttle. They have it on display. You can actually go right up to it. You can touch it. Look at that. Amazing. But please show us more of your pictures from outside the Kennedy Space Center to prove to us that you're cool and you got to visit the Kennedy Space Center. Oh, look, that's the bus tour we took. This is called the VAB building. This building is right across the Indian River from the high school that I went to. Go Terriers. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Show us your pictures of Kennedy's. This was our tour guide. She was so cool. Anyway, show us your pictures of Kennedy Space Center again, Ron. We want to see all of them. Oh, look at that. Look at the time. It's like 11 o'clock. Do you guys think that Mandy's up yet? You think she's up and tuned in? Mandy, if you're up and you're awake and you're getting ready for your 12:30 stream, glad you could be here. This is for you, kid. Ren, yes, I'm from Titusville.